What up guys, and welcome to this episode of Let's Get Into It. In this video we're going to look at this 2014 Weedeater mower that I managed to pick up for free after making a post on a few local for sale sites, stating that I was looking for small engine equipment to work on for educational purposes, and if anyone had anything available that didn't work or just simply wanted gone, I'd take it off their hands. It wasn't before long, surprisingly, a few people reached out to me with some equipment available. However, most wanted money for them, and that's understandable. But trying to keep costs down, especially with a baby on the way, I had to be careful with how much money that I spend. Luckily, a guy got a hold of me about 30 minutes after making the post and said he had a lawnmower that's just been sitting in his garage for a while that I could have. When I asked him if he wanted any money for it, he said that I could just have it. So, of course, I jumped on the deal, and I had to drive approximately 30 minutes there to get it and 30 minutes back, but hey, you can't pass up free. So at first glance, this mower looked like that it was going to be a lot of work. I only got one picture from the previous owner, so when I picked it up and got it on my tailgate, I was going to take a couple more photos. However, as I was getting into my truck, the owner's dog came rushing out from behind the garage and startled me a little bit. So instead of standing on his turf taking a bunch of pictures of a lawnmower, I just got into my truck and drove off. And as you can see here, there appears to be a possible leak of what I guess to be oil, and that it came from the valve area. By the time I got done taking care of everything else on this mower and cleaning it, I had completely forgot about that issue because even after changing the oil, I didn't notice anything leaking. It wasn't until a couple days later that I noticed some small drips on the deck, but this time on the side. At first thinking it was residual from cleaning and not getting everything off, I wiped it off and went about my day. The next day I went back and had a look and noticed the same thing, so decided to investigate. Turned out that there was a small tear in the gas line where gas was slowly seeping out. So of course I made the easy repair, and before selling I did put a new air filter in as well. Being as how a bulk of air filters were only about $10 and about 7 feet of fuel line was about the same, and with how little I had to use for this mower, in addition to it not costing me anything but gas to go get it, I made a decent profit, and it was my first fix to sell mower. So as you watch this video, you'll be able to tell that minus a couple things here and there, this mower is actually in really good condition. In fact, most of the work that I did to this mower, I'd have to say was just simple cleaning. Even the carburetor, which you'll see me clean later, was actually in really great condition as well. So the extra things that you see me doing here is just me trying to be thorough and checking anything that may possibly be a problem. Here I'm checking the coil gap on a whim, and it was actually slightly out of tolerance on one side, so I decided to check it with a feeler gauge. I'm using a 10,000ths feeler gauge to check it. Now it may still work well, but for training purposes I decided to set it anyway because on one side it was a little out of tolerance. And here's a little trick that I picked up from watching many other YouTubers to set your coil gap. Here I'm just using the standard business card. If you use a business card, that'll set your gap perfectly every time. So here I'm taking a look under the deck to see if I find any nasty surprises, and it's actually the complete opposite. Other than some packed up grass and a little bit of debris around the shaft, it actually looks extremely well. I did clean it before selling it, and I even sharpened the blade, but as you'll see here in a few seconds, even the blade looks extremely well. So I don't know if you noticed, but in the beginning of the video, I showed that the bail bar was missing. This is something that I actually didn't notice until I got home and took it out of my truck. Lucky for me, I have an older mower in my garage, which happens to be another Weedeater mower that I decided to just use for parts for now. So, with that being an easy fix and costing me no money, I decided to salvage the bail handle and use it on this mower. So if there's any advice that I can give anybody working on these types of projects, that would be to salvage what you can with what you already have. This will help you keep your costs low and help you make the biggest profit that you can. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and try to start this mower. I will give you a little bit of a heads up. I do get it started in this clip. It just takes a little while. However, once I do get it started, I want you to keep a close eye on that chute because something very unexpected happens, and after thinking about it, it could have been a lot more frightening than what it actually was. Okay, so I'll explain real quick what happened right there. Earlier off camera, for some reason that I can't even remember, I removed the chute, and when I replaced it, I think I put the spring on wrong. So the vibration from the lawnmower caused the pin to slide out, and then the spring popped down, got onto the blade, and it shot out. Turned out that when it popped out, it actually flew by that pink bicycle that you see over there on the right side. And what makes that very frightening is that throughout the day of me working on this lawnmower, my daughters were over there playing at random times throughout the day. So at any point they could have been over there, and that spring could have shot out and hit either one of them. So of course, after seeing that and thinking about what could have happened, I get really strict for when I'm working out in the garage and either of the kids come out because I don't want any of them to get hurt. So that is a perfect example on how important it is not to rush through these types of things. That way someone potentially does not get hurt.